Hey, how's it going, everybody? Welcome back to another video. This is your host, Rising Oblivion. Today, guys, I wanted to talk a little bit about this new Soul Hackers trailer. So, we're finally starting to get a lot of story elements and plot here from when it comes to Soul Hackers 2, and we're going to kind of do a little bit of a reaction thing here, but we're also just going to go through this video and sort of just talk about certain things within it, because there are some things that I have noticed within this video that goes directly with what we had seen within the interview of the Famitsu magazine, or was it Famitsu? It was Game Informer. It was directly what we had within that Game Informer magazine regarding some of the stories. So let's just go ahead and just start this thing. First off, I mean, just this beginning scene here, we actually have seen pictures of this already with the guy who's like laying down dead in the center here. We do know a bit about this already. So they kill this guy here, and sorry if I end up pausing a lot, but there's more story elements to this than what we kind of can see from the trailer. We know this guy dies, right? And we know he's supposed to be, you know, a pivotal part of the story. The thing is, because he dies, this is one of the people that, you know, Ringo and Fig are supposed to come down and actually revive. We didn't know this, but for the story, because of that Game Informer magazine interview that we sort of had regarding the story of Soul Hackers 2, we know that Ringo and Fig come down and they res people. That's what their soul hack is. All of the team that you see within Soul Hackers 2, all the characters there, Mr. Shark Teeth Boy and Lady, all of them, they were all resurrected at some point because of a certain destiny, a certain goal that they needed to fulfill to basically save the world. Well, I think we are led to believe that this might be the guy that they were supposed to revive. This is one of them they're supposed to revive, but I think because of these certain people here being the ones that had killed this dude, this doctor guy or whatever, professor or scientist, I guess, because he is dead, they might not be able to fulfill their destiny and actually be able to get what they need to have done because they're trying to save the world. And I think this is that pivotal point, because what they do is they encrypt basically his body with his wound or whatever that kills him, which then allows them to basically make sure that they cannot be revived, so the soul hack doesn't work, which I think is what's happening here. Which might include this part here where he pulls out their spinal cord, I guess? Which I think is what's happening here. These dudes here might have some sort of power alongside the lines of what Ringo has, or Anon has, I guess. Which is interesting. And it seems like Fig also has something similar to this as well, which does make sense, because I think we're to believe that Fig is actually the one who was supposed to revive that guy. So there might be some ties there. And I'm just assuming this, but it seems to be that's what they're talking about. And this right here is another pivotal point. So we have the lady and the shark tooth guy. I forget his name because I've just been calling him Shark Tooth Man or whatever. But we have a point here where they're actually pointing guns at each other. And now the thing about this that's interesting is we know that within the Devil Summoners there are certain factions. And the lady and the Shark Tooth dude are part of different factions, and the Shark Tooth guy actually was killed. Like I said, all the team members are Shark Tooth guy, Milady, I can't remember his name in the background. All of these people were revived by Ringo, at least within on the team. I think Fig was supposed to have that one scientist guy. Well, we know that these two are pointing guns at each other because the Shark Tooth guy was actually killed by a person that was part of Milady's faction. We learn a little bit more about that faction here in the trailer because there's some other people a part of it. Basically, they think that they're traitors for each other, and this is why there's some infighting here, and we have our boy in the background sort of as a mediator between the Shark Tooth guy and Milady. So that's sort of what is the dynamic, I guess, of the team. But Ringo knows that these three have a destiny together to save the world, so that's the interesting part. So, I mean, it makes sense why the Shark Tooth guy is mad. And look at this. We got some booze. Oh, yeah, man. It makes sense that they're fighting is kind of what I'm saying. And they talk about Kuzanoha here too as well, which whenever I streamed this live, it was at the end of my Final Fantasy stream. From what we could tell, they talk about Kuzanoha. If you don't, Raidu, Kuzanoha from the past games, it doesn't seem like that's going to be who we're actually after, because the Kuzanohas are actually a long lineage. They're a very, long clan, so we do know that there are supposed to be other ones. I think something like Raidu was actually like the 14th or something like that, 14th Kuzanoha or something. So it's not crazy to assume that there could be others that we're seeking for as well. Another Devil Summoner that we're actually seeking for within this game to possibly help us, or maybe help us understand what to do with that person who is dead that we can't quite revive. Here's some other story stuff here as well that we get to see. Like I said, the Kuzanoha, so we might be actually in search for another Kuzanoha within this game, which is another story type here. So this is the comp smith, which if you didn't know, that's the actual gun that we have. So this might actually be something that helps us with the actual comp sort of gun thing. At least it looks like a gun for when Ringo uses it. That's that big green gun type thing. I might have that in the thumbnail, but that's actually her thing that allows her to use demons and whatnot. That's what that is, and it looks like this is the place we actually go to get modifications to that. So this could potentially be the place that allows us to like hold more demons, or allows us to do other things with demons or something like that. This might actually be the place that allows us to adjust those certain things. I don't think Demon Fusion is here. It might be here, I'm not too sure, but we do know that this place is going to be somehow affecting the gun that she uses that allows her to do extra stuff on the field. So this is basically more of like a battle upgrades type of thing. Not your potions and stuff like that, but more towards battle and whatnot. Which kind of shows here, we have, if I go back just a second here, we do see a screen there that talks about the different things you could buy. Once again, talking about Kuzanoha, and the screen's too fast, but we have different things that we can buy here, and this is a very similar thing to the SMT5 stuff, the special effects, and, obviously this is a little bit different, but I believe these are supposed to be, like, types of, upgrades and whatnot. This is material here, I think. I'm not 100% sure what that's supposed to be, but this is basically similar to what we have at SMT5 for having, like, I guess affiliations and whatnot, or things that could affect the field. You see that she's hovering over this, and it actually says comp stats, says +3, whatever. This might actually change the certain stuff that we have here when it comes to our weaknesses, things that we resist, things that we're null towards. This is similar to what that's going to be like. And it actually changes certain things within the weapons. Like I said, the weapon changes, the comp actually changes based off of what the character sort of wants it to be. There's a good chance that gun and the sort of katana-like thing that we have could change a whole lot depending off of, like, what we actually want it to be like. And here's some different symbols we have here. We actually have, I think, every single symbol here, which I believe that this is going to be null. That's reflect. I think this might be fully resist. That's like somewhat resist, I think. It's kind of hard to tell what these two are, but this is for sure null. That's for sure reflect. This is the actual level up skill screen, I guess you could say, for a demon. It looks like we have the next skills and then the new current skill being added there, which this screen actually looks pretty nice. And that's that person's comp, which, like I said, it looks different depending on who you are and how you want it to be. It's also the thing that summons in demons, which is pretty cool. I like that. This guy might have him as brass knuckles, which I think is what his actually are. This is a double barrel shotgun, I think.
今まで相手をしてきた悪魔と同じだと思わない方がいい。
私のためを思うなら。
So you kind of need to pay attention to the weapons, because the weapons themselves, I think, are actually changing depending on the person, and that's actually their thing that they use to summon demons and whatnot, which is pretty cool. And here's a screen showing, I think, a resurrection. Not sure who that is. A ghost woman.
未来だと分かっているだろう。
It's still interesting though how they're bringing this direction. So we can see that some of the main cast can die. I think essentially could keep on dying and Ringo could keep resurrecting them. I'm not sure if there's some limitations to that or what exactly, but we do know it's a thing. We know that's what the soul hack ability actually is. I think it's just a matter of knowing the, I guess, full logistics of it. And that's pretty much it for this trailer. Like I said, this is a very big, just story dump, I think. And a lot of it, like I was saying earlier in the video, comes from the actual magazine we had there, the Game Informer, the interview that we had talking about the story of this, which pretty much all of this trailer confirms most of those story elements that we actually had within that magazine, that interview. So we do know about the soul hack. Resurrects and brings back members. We do know that the Devil Summoners have multiple covens or multiple clans, so we know that there can actually be some infighting between the Devil Summoners. It's not just going to be, you know, one giant corporation. There are multiple corporations of them fighting with each other. Even within our group of cast there, the Sharktooth guy and Milady actually fight each other. So who knows? Like I said, the Sharktooth man had literally died from one of the people that is a part of Milady's clan. So that's why in that trailer, I think the Sharktooth guy actually calls her a traitor, which does make sense because literally they are under the Devil Summoners, but they're multiple clans, so they kind of are traitorous, I guess, to each other at times. It seems like Ringo and, you know, some of the other characters are trying to keep that together because Ringo just knows that they are all destined to save the world in some way. But we could have some story elements where we figure out that certain characters within the game are actually not trying to help us. Who knows? We'll have to see. I would think it would be a really cool story element if one of the main cast characters actually turns on us. Not in the Akechi situation. Like, Akechi joins us and whatnot, but, like, Akechi's always, like, you know, kind of sketchy since the start of the game, but if we could have a character who's literally, like, helping us the whole time and, like, really close to us the whole time, it makes a connection, and then, like, breaks away from us and becomes a full-on traitor, that would be interesting. I think that would actually be really cool to have. And like I said, not in a catchy situation where it's like, yeah, we all kind of seen that coming, but something where we don't actually see it coming. I think that'd be interesting. I think that's going to be it for this video, guys. Let me know, do you like the story of this game so far? Do you think it's interesting? Did this trailer help you know whether or not you actually want to have this game? I'm pretty hyped for it. I think the story so far for this is actually going in a pretty interesting direction. We have the different things where we actually go and check out the past of our past characters. A lot of people were sort of upset about that. The whole vision quest, people were thinking that it was going to be too similar to Persona with having, you know, social links and whatnot. I don't think that's exactly what this is supposed to be. We're looking into our characters' past and basically putting bits and pieces of maybe the faction that they're a part of with our story within our group of characters to understand basically where each of these characters are coming from. They all have different dynamics. They all act in different ways. I think this basically comes together to just create a very good story, and there are a group of misfits that kind of don't like each other, but Ringo knows they're destined to save the world together, which I think is a awesome dynamic to have for a story, especially when it comes to a JRPG, when you know you're probably going to spend a lot of time with these characters. Okay, I could keep rambling on forever. I might make a full-on story video type of thing. I know this was more or less part of the trailer, but I could dive even deeper into the story of this and make a longer episode about this, because I think the story for this is going to be actually very interesting. I think might be one of the most interesting stories that we've had from a Meg 10 game in quite a long time. And I know a lot of people are skeptical about this game, but I actually have very high hopes for it. I'm very excited about it. But I think that's going to be it for this video, guys. Like, comment, subscribe for more content. As always, I'll see you in the next video. Thank you all so much for watching.